Yeah, sorry about that. Stream crashed early, and we weren't even talking about anything political. What's that about? Let's see if we can bring Sadie back. Here she is. Callum says, oh good, we're back. And we're live. Yeah, Callum, sorry about that. I don't know what's happening. We have to start all over. Miko says, welcome back, folks. Yes, and welcome to you, Miko. Thanks for coming back. Really appreciate it, friends. We're going to start over. Let's try that again, shall we? Yes, Callum, YouTube being YouTube. What's that about? What's that about? Did you like my title? The Silk Stocking Cancellation. I'm pretty sure we can say the M word. Callum says, will we also be seeing some more Red Dead Redemption 2 videos through the week? Yes. I believe we'll do a Bad Honor commentary on Friday. Freda's Day. To your brothers up north. And we have a Baylock just kind of horse riding video. I don't know what I'm calling those. Just ambient horse rides that are like 90 minutes, 2 hours long. So I'm going to do all the horses because they do really well, and they're basically easy to make. Relatively. They're easy in the sense that, you know, all I have to do is run the camera. There's no edits, and we're just riding around the map. They do take a little longer to upload because they're longer, and they actually take a little longer to render because I put this little superantonio thing here on the right hand side of your screen. The Super Rockstar, that's what I call it. And for some reason, that just adding that layer on top of a video to iMovie just like triples the render time. Callum loves the Bad Honor playthrough, and that has to go the whole way to the final. It will, Callum. We absolutely will. There is not going to be any redemption in Red Dead Redemption 2. If we're allowed to skip Brother Dorkin, we will. Callum says, love that icon. Callum, that icon loves you. And honestly, there is nothing more that I enjoy than driving around as Cole. I think it would have been better for the playthrough if we, what's the other guy's name? The second guy, the insurance investigator that we have to drive. If he drove better. If he drove perfectly. But I do enjoy it. I did not do that. So yeah, we'll start over. I edited out the naked bits. Which is why we weren't live on Saturday. Callum says, I got that ending the first time I played. I was so disappointed with the ending. I didn't even cry or anything.
That's it. Cuff him and we're done.
You know, as soon as we switched to John, I was so disappointed. I'm Super Antonio. I just kind of... That's the first and the only time I rage quit in the game. I just started over.
We captured 2 regular army. Lieutenant! Belt, we've been over this. That sniper barely missed you back
Callum
on the
says,
beach.
I had a $2,000 bounty in Valentine in my first playthrough, so that explains it.
Do you wish to interrogate
Also,
the prisoners?
Mr. Matty says, Super Antonio, would you ever do a video showing your custom weapons for Arthur and John? Sure, why not?
It looks so sullen.
Why the heck not?
Wondering why we haven't killed them yet.
I mean, the algorithm
There's
keeps
no greater shame than being taken
keeps
prisoner.
demonetizing our videos, so why not do one that is absolutely going to weapons upgrade? I'm writing it down right now, Maddie. Weapons
See that,
upgrade.
boys? He slapped that Jap right upside the head.
It was merely to remind
My
him of
favorite
his
weapon
place.
upgrades
His shame
for
was the
Arthur and
tone of voice
John
that he used
in
with the superior.
Red Dead Redemption
Respect the
2.
Japanese
Yeah, the
people.
algorithm as a rule
We're here to kill the
hates
sons of bitches.
the
You know why
Second
we're fighting
Amendment
the
and
Japanese
shitty bang
private?
type
With
things. I
respect,
can't even
sir.
say,
These bastards
especially on a
attacked
live
Pearl
stream.
And why did they
You
attack
can't
Pearl,
really
Private?
talk about
Because they hate
things
the
that go
US of A
pew
and our
pew.
way of life.
They attacked the U.S. because we cut off their oil. What would we do if another country denied us the gas to
Ben
run
says
our
he's a
cars?
fan of the Cattleman. Mr. Maddie says, awesome. You're awesome, Mr. Maddie. Calum says, I'd love to see that. Also, Maddie, I made a note of it. I put it in my phone. My phone that will drain to 9% every time I unplug it. So embarrassing. The Silk Stocking Cancellation.
Ah, Phelps.
You know, technically this
I was
entire
just
game should
discussing
be in
with
black
Fred
and
Bauer
white.
here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
For the verisimilitude, there
Yeah,
was an
my real
option
name.
in Ghost of
You can just
Tsushima to
forget
play
all
the game
about
in
it.
black and
You
white, but
boys
it was,
have
you
a
know,
new
it was like, it
place.
was very cinematic. It was
Poor
like
Hispanic
a
woman
silvery
murdered in City
black
Hall,
and white,
left
you know,
lying
just
naked
very
in the
sharp
Another naked woman, sir?
blacks,
Yes.
you know,
He
gradations,
seemed
and
to
then,
have had
you know,
quite
the
a run
white
with him since the Dodger
was more of a
firm first struck.
silvery white.
Phelps is politely
Very
trying
pretty.
to hint that he thinks the Mendez
Highly
is his
recommended.
Well, young Phelps.
Callum
you
is
lose
using
some,
2
and you lose some, at
Schofields.
least.
Got both of them for
You're
free.
happy with the Mueller
First
case,
one
sir?
for saving a
Over
man who
the
got
moon,
bit by a
boys.
snake, and one from the
DA,
medicine
put
shop.
them all,
Yeah,
please.
that Norbert
Else,
is that
the
gentleman's
witness
name,
and the lack of
and
an
I always
alibi.
get the Springfield
Now,
for
out
Norbert
there
because
and
I
catch
need,
me
you know,
loose.
because you need a Springfield ASAP if you're going to do hunting, if you're going for the satchel. Mr. Maddie says you can turn it on through the settings, black and white settings. Yeah, I know. But it is, you know, I also like the colors. I like the cars in colors, and the color scheme is very, you know, very mid-century LA noir.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
Callum likes
You're kidding. The next
Ben's
one will
likes
be opposite Central
headshots,
Station.
and Callum
Count
got a
yourself
Springfield
lucky,
for
folks.
free
Most
during
guys would
chapter
kill to
2
land a
somehow.
case so close to their desk.
Yeah. It means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea.
Let's
That is
move
not
on.
a bad idea at all, Phelps.
All units, officer needs help. 211 and shots fired.
Yeah, we'll do a Thanksgiving playthrough on Wednesday of Grand Theft Auto
Unit to handle code 3.
for a certain Irish lad who is coming of age. Cloudy says, howdy y'all. Greetings, Cloudy. Happy Sunday to you. Just in time, friend. Stream crashed, and we're back. Callum says, I wasn't bothered to
Detectives,
help Mary
you're
during
ready to start
chapter
the
2
show.
as I wanted to get
I'll
to
take you
chapter
through.
3 so I can do the satchels. I helped Mary because in that mission you can duplicate any horse when you get Jamie.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Carruthers, Pinker.
Cause of
Got
death
my
is
green
pretty
tea.
apparent.
Green
thought we'd
tea is
best
very
wait for you.
green and
When you're ready.
very greeny.
Another
Green tea.
day, another now lacerations on the neck would indicate a great deal of force.
Callum says, like the stream, friends.
Kiss the
Appreciate you,
blood,
Callum. Thanks.
ED.
Yeah,
Another
like and
wedding ring from
subscribe.
the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Only 21 years
Help me
old.
get to 20K.
Why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
The evidence
This
in the Mueller
lady's
case was
name is
solid.
Antonia.
Convinced about Mendez.
Best way
This
to get
poor
away
lady?
with murder is to pin it on
What's that
somebody
about?
else. I'll bet a month's salary.
This
is top.
case is also
Strangled,
significant
battered.
where,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you get
yeah,
multiple
we know the
clues
MO.
that are
So
actually
does
very
every jerk who
difficult to
kills his
find.
wife and girlfriend looking for a way
That
out.
link all of the
Spoken
previous
Brown. He
cancellations.
still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
Cloudy, yes, he can in
all
chapter
murdered,
4
all
from
put on
chapter 4
display,
on. I
all
just
with messages.
personally,
Go
for
ahead,
my
no
Arthur, I
messages.
think the
Look,
M1899
Phelps,
is
this is
too
getting us-
modern.
Anything
John
for us
likes
to
it,
go on, Mal?
but
Head injuries
Arthur
from
prefers
contact
a
with
more
road,
traditional
bruising from a small man's shoe. Further blunt force trauma to the
weapons
occipital region
loadout.
at the base of the skull.
Also,
Could have been fatal, but clear signs of
there is a
strangulation
rumor,
seem
I've
to
never
rule
been
out.
able to do it, but
Lipstick appears to
Angela
be a similar
Bronte's
color to the other
henchman,
cases.
one of them,
I'll see if I can nail
will
down a brand.
drop an M1899 if you get into a fight with them at
If
Angela
she took a blow
Bronte's
to the
house.
head like the others, she was probably unconscious when struck.
As early as chapter 2, but I've never been able to do it. So it might not be real. But I've heard that. Ben says Cattleman and Lancaster pump action and Bolty. Good old Bolty is
May as
his
well follow
loadout.
the trail.
Mr. Matty says, Super Antonio, just curious. I have seen The Walking Dead. I have. Considering seeing it and wanted to hear your thoughts on it. Great makeup, first of all. Okay, one. The makeup is done by Greg Nicotero. You can look him up.
Same
He's
as a library card.
he is an icon in the horror genre. And he also starred in a bunch of movies as he was starting his career, including Dawn of the Dead, one of my favorite zombie movies. George A. Romero. It's from 1980, mid 1980s. I'm going to say 1986, but I'm not sure. Okay, so great makeup, and that might be enough for you. I would say that the first 4 seasons are pretty good. And season 1, even though, let's say season 1 and 2 are excellent. Season 1 is only like 6 episodes long because they were testing it. Season 1 is a perfect, season. But, it turns into a soap opera once you get over once the writers got over the fact that, it's like, that this is a zombie apocalypse. They call them walkers, not zombies. And that once the people start figuring out how to survive and live in this world, then it becomes more of a, about, the people you encounter, the humans, the actual live humans, and, trying to forge alliances with them. And usually they're going to stab you in the back and you can't trust anybody. And that got frustrating for me because they would build up these characters that you would like, and then they would snatch them away and they would die horribly, usually at the hands of enemies, not at the hands of zombies. And that was super annoying to me. And one critic called it a misery fest. And that's what it turned into to me. And, it's just all these characters that you care about would just be treated horribly. They did the same thing with Game of Thrones, I believe. It was just a trend back then. Mama One and Papa One are here. Greetings, Mama One. Appreciate you. We had to restart the stream, so I'm glad you made it. Mr. Matty says, agreed. I'll consider it then. I'll start watching season 1 soon. And who's that guy from John Bernthal? I like him. He's the Punisher. He's been in a bunch of movies now. He got his start. Or I noticed him first in The Walking Dead season 1, and he plays Rick's best friend and partner. Rick is a Brit. He's from the UK, like Callum, and he's playing Rick's are like the British actors are really good at doing American accents, and they're really good at doing Southern accents. And I believe that is because the Southern accent phonetically is closer to an English accent than it's like
to the scene plus the bloodstains.
Than like a regular American accent. But yeah, watch it. Tell me what you think of it. Understand that most of the makeup is all analog. Latex and prosthetics and makeup. It's beautiful, beautiful state of the art, analog, old school. Zombie makeup. They call them walkers. Where are we? Callum is asking about Papa One. Mama One says, hey Callum, Mama One, what's for dinner? Callum says, if you're on Xbox Medi, you can get the 4 games for free. Oh, the Telltale games. And Callum asks Mama One, how was your weekend? And Papa One says, I'm here, Callum. Hey, Miko. Hey, everyone. Papa One, you were missed. Let's, Sadie's here, Mama One. She's just in her crate. Callum says, good, Papa One. Thought you were having a snooze. Mama One says, weekend was fantastic. We had a real feast today. Had some friends over buying horses. We were horse trading. And Papa One says, hey, Cloudy. Yeah, Sadie's here. She's just very tired and done with the stream. Before it's even started, really. She might not like L.A. Noire. And Benz likes Elden Ring. It has great aesthetic areas. A clue.
It's got to be a code or a cipher.
I might get myself a Rubik's Cube for Xmas. I like all Asians. I played with it a lot in high school, and I suppose and grade school. Yeah, it was more of a grade school, through 8th grade. I kind of gave it up by high school, because I discovered girls. They were way more fun than Rubik's Cubes, but, now I want a Rubik's Cube. It just would be fun to time myself on him. My best time was 33 seconds. Let's see if we could get back to the high school or the 8th grade times. But yeah. And I saw one on Amazon, like an officially branded Rubik's Cube for
Where is
$5.
all this meant to be taking us?
$5.
He's left them for us.
What's that about? I mean,
you
everything
go,
is so
Phelps.
expensive.
Got a new MO.
You'd think that it'd be like $39.99.
Be getting more confident.
So yeah, $5. That's like 50 cents in 2020, 2024 money. Ben says, love going back and playing old Rockstar games like L.A. Noire and a personal favorite, Midnight Club, Los Angeles. Mama once says, we had fresh prime ribs our friends brought down from their cattle. I made mashed potatoes, green beans, corn, okra, and my Fudge Delight brownies, which are made with homemade ice cream and chocolate. That sounds delicious. Everything in that. I had teriyaki chicken and veggies with rice. That was about it. What else? I think that was it. Ben says, I'm great at solving girls. Just kidding. I'm lonely. That's okay, Benz. You got plenty of time. Callan says, wow, that sounds really good right now, Mama One. I'd eat that
Enameled
up.
and gold-plated. This was precious to her.
Same here. You eat pretty good at Ranch One. They feed you quite well. I've never climbed up a drain like this. Cole makes it look so easy. Of course, drains aren't steel or... This is probably cast iron. Now they're aluminum, so it would just peel right off if you tried that now.
Pulled from the finger and hung up
All
here.
these clues.
What's the significance?
11 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Apologize for the stream crash. YouTube being YouTube, as Callum said. Callum says, I want to get a save at the ranch for John. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, at some point I'm going to do a John
Looks as though the
ambient horse
killer was
ride so we can get
decorating
New
with
Austin
this.
with Rachel and Silver Dollar and, all those post-game horses. But it does quite well, the ambient horses.
Son of a bitch wants her
And
identified.
the long videos. Long videos are
Mrs.
good
Antonia Maldonado, 712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Papa One says, I got to spend the day with our friends enjoying the Second Amendment. Yes, we had a nice weather and did some fishing. Trust me, Ranch One has the best food. Haha. My friend and I did some to be continued, Callum says, but I'm not sure how to get all my Shooty Bangs, I think they stop you from living there once
It
you
was
raid
Mrs. Maldonado,
that
right?
farm.
That's affirmative.
What's Callum
All right,
talking
so then there's
about?
a husband we should be looking for.
Ben says,
Get
I'm
him,
getting
we've
time.
closed the
It's getting
case.
around the time where the old
Rusty's
Halloween
razor,
pumpkins
of
at my
course.
house are
I don't
rotting.
wanna question your tried
dad
and
puts them
tested
down for the
techniques,
next
Detective
stream.
Galloway. But doesn't the DA require
Papa one says,
sound
trading on
casework
horses,
before
he
he'll
gave me
close the
2
book?
thoroughbreds and I
You've
gave
got a
him 2
confession.
Frisians. I
And,
prefer
there's ways of
thoroughbreds.
getting them.
Thoroughbreds.
I'm sure.
Are you impressed that I can pronounce Frisian, Papa One? Probably not. Is anyone in the chat impressed that I can pronounce Frisian? Probably not. You're used to me. 9 viewers in the chat.
It's against the rules to drive like this without a siren.
Wait just a moment.
That's Downs Ranch, Callum. The farm you live at before the epilogue, before you go to
Sorry.
Blackwater.
Can I help you?
Mrs.
LAPD,
Downs.
ma'am.
You're going to meet
Detective
Mrs.
Phelps and
Downs.
Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LePenn,
I'm not
the owner
sure,
of this
Callum. You
farmhouse.
can still sleep
Is
in
there
that cabin.
I'm afraid so, ma'am.
Cabin is open
Mind if we come
to
in?
you
Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
post game.
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor.
Papa one says, yes, I am.
Swap your
You're
feet
a
with
junior
the
horse
detectives.
expert, Super Antonio.
It's his
Most
wife.
people actually pronounce Friesen instead of the correct Frisian. It's like Asian, except free. Free Asians.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead. Oh, no.
We met a nice
kidding me.
English
I'm
lady
afraid she was murdered, ma'am.
today.
We need
Callum,
to take a look at
speaking
her
of free
things.
Asians.
Believe it.
On our walk,
person
she had a
seems
very
so
posh
alive.
accent. She called
And then they're
Sadie
gone.
darling. She went, hello,
Engineer
darling.
is upstairs.
Thought that was really
Last door
charming.
on the left.
And
Thank you.
she took a
We'll be
picture
back
of her.
shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
And she asked, can I take a picture of her? And I said, of course you can. She put it on her Instagram. And she showed me a picture of her dog. She has a little corgi named Jupiter. And I laughed and I said, that's ironic. And she laughed too. And she goes, yes, I suppose that was the point. And Jupiter has an Instagram. And,
What are we
and she
waiting
wanted to put
for?
Daisy and me on her Instagram. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? Why the heck not? So we're Instagram famous. What's that about?
Hey, Cole, let's get moving.
Mom one says, I think he meant Pronghorn Ranch. You're right, Mama one. I'm getting my NPCs confused. Not Mrs. Downs.
Any
Tom says,
ideas?
a new lady friend for Antonio. Sadly,
search
she's
your
going to
room,
return
see what you left
to the
behind.
UK. We get a lot of tourists in Saint Denis. So
You look at
so
that.
so
Someone's
it's
turned the
nothing
place
that I
over.
feel compelled to pursue.
A smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
So someone broke in using this thing instead of a crowbar. Wonder where it was taken from.
Callum, yes, that is the ranch you are thinking of at Pronghorn. Pronghorns have no value to me personally other than the poker table.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
We will see that charm bracelet later. Papa One says, yes, that's Pronghorn Callum, my favorite ranch, even over Beecher's Hope. It reminds me of Ranch 1 because of the guest houses and such. Ranch 1 reminds me of the movie Rogue One, pretty much the only Disney movie that that did Star Wars
Okay, we have
well
an address.
so far, and also, and you know, it's an original movie. They should make more movies like Rogue One. Now I'm hungry, Mama One. I try not to eat. I try to eat
We
only
have some
one meal a
questions, ma'am,
day.
if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife to serve me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
Are you being flippant, young man?
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
These landladies are always such
She married him when she was
busybodies.
17. He was cruel to her, very cruel.
Mama One says, I think John has an open door
She's a
policy
good
with
girl.
Pronghorn Ranch.
Little
The
on the
owner
religious
seemed to really
side,
like John. Yeah,
but a
he got him his mortgage. He was friends with
What
the
time did
banker at
Antonia go out
Blackwater.
yesterday?
It was a positive
She
role
left
model
around
for John.
9.
Do you know where she went?
No.
John needed more of those. Probably
no
the only
idea.
one. The only, technically, the
She
only
was a
one
good
that,
girl, but she
you know,
didn't
actually
confide
had a
in me.
legitimate job, was a legitimate
A nosy
success
old hag like you knows everything about the people who live under her roof. Where did
on
she
the
go?
right side of the law.
I think she went to a
Basically,
bar.
everything that
She's been
Abigail
drinking
wanted for
quite a
John.
lot lately.
This bar have a
I'm
name?
doing my
Del
darn
Mar
job.
Bar. It's a Latino place on North Los Angeles Street.
That's only a couple of blocks from where we found the body.
You've had a break-in?
No. That can't be true.
Calum says, same, Antonio. One meal a day
You're being
does it for
economical
me,
with the
and maybe
truth,
some
Mrs. Lepecki.
starbursts if I'm
What do you
feeling
have to hide?
peckish. My
I
nephew
have
likes
no idea
starbursts.
what you are talking about.
That's not my favorite candy. I do prefer more of the chocolate caramel, traditional candies
So
rather
Antonia
than the
lost her keys and used the iron
fruit-based,
bar to jimmy the back window?
confectionaries.
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning.
Though chocolate
I thought
covered
it might be
rangers
a
are
raccoon in the
raisins are
mailbox.
delicious.
It'd be
Yes,
very
Mama One.
bad
I don't
for
work
business
as hard
if
as you
this
do
news
at
got
all.
out.
You know, I just
I
sit
have
in
a
front of the
reputation to
computer,
protect.
so I can do one meal a day. Mama One says we
Antonia
would
and her
starve to
husband
death at the
were
ranch. We need
estranged?
food to do our work.
Yes.
LOL. Yeah, I don't
She
really
moved
need to
here after she
consume that much
separated from her husband
to keep going.
2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
What about her bracelet?
I don't
10
know
viewers in the
anything
chat.
about
Welcome,
the
friends.
bracelet.
Happy Sunday to you. Enjoy the last Sunday
In her wedding
before
photo,
the
she's
holiday
displaying a charm bracelet.
frenzy.
That thing? She never wore it. He
Calum says my favorite candy would probably
always
be
kept
a
it in that
Fredo.
wooden
I have no
jewelry
idea what that
box.
is. What's Fredo and freedom?
Thanks, ma'am. You've been
Fredo
very helpful.
candy.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
Fredo is a chocolate bar shaped like an
We can either
anthropomorphic
find
cartoon
fingers
frog.
pointing right at him, or we can check out the
Oh, it's by Cadbury. Cadbury is delicious. So it's a chocolate frog. Because you went to Hogwarts. Maldonado.
A nosy old hag?
Bad something. Bad Donatos.
I thought I was coming on strong with the ex-wives line.
Sometimes you have to be firm to get the information you need.
I don't
God
know
damn
if
it,
I
ain't
have a
that the
favorite
truth.
candy. I don't eat candy
How
enough.
about we drop in on the husband instead? See if your gut is right.
I'll
Snickers
take a
bar, I
bar
guess.
over a
I mean, that's the
husband
first
every
one
day
that
of
comes
the
to
week.
mind. If you were offering me a choice.
Think there's anything to the divorce thing?
Papa One says we have eggs and some meat,
been through
usually
3
bacon or sausage. Plus, I have 3 to
big
5
deal.
cups of
After
black
a
coffee
while,
with
it just
3
becomes
sweetened lows. Then we have lunch sometimes.
But
It
Angel,
depends on the
he's a young
days.
Latino man. It would hurt
And
his sense of who
farmhands,
he
then
is. He'd see
supper.
himself as a
Calum
failure,
says,
a
wonder
woman
where
taking
the
control
V's and
over his
Serena
life.
and Odog are. And also
Then she
Cadbury
fronts
is
him
top
and he
tier. I
snaps.
agree.
Works for me.
Cadbury is an
Makes Angel a
excellent
killer as well as a piece of
English
shit.
chocolate. Ben's likes gummy worms, or gummy worm in German. Cadbury's are kind of like gummy worms, except chewier, denser, and yeah, I don't love gummy worms.
Easy.
I like traditional fruit recipes like, you know, strawberry jam. Like, I don't want a strawberry candy, but strawberry jam on toast and buttered toast, it's delicious. Mama one loves Cadbury, Callum, and Callum likes the M&Ms, the yellow packet. They're pretty good, but I never get them often. The yellow ones are the peanut M&Ms, I believe, Callum. You know, M&Ms, and also Papa One, were invented in WW2, specifically for the GIs,
Maldonado is in apartment
because they needed
304.
chocolate that would not melt, and that's why they're in those little like sugar containers for the war in the Pacific. Bet you didn't know that. I knew that. Bet you didn't know that.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's
Knowledge
take our boy
like
by
I have is completely useless now that we have the internet and
LAPD,
Wikipedia,
motherfucker, you're
and
under
you can look
arrest.
it up, and basically all of human knowledge and history is available at your fingertips. Kind of forgot how to fight again. Red Dead reflexes. Miko says, all this talk about good food is going to make my lunch a fried egg, spam, and rice pretty bland, lol. Miko, that is one of my favorite meals. Fried egg, spam, and rice. My dad used to have that for breakfast, and with ketchup, and my sister and I would just laugh at him.
Damn.
Because it just
They got some decent shots in
didn't seem very American, and now, in
Cuff these sons of bitches,
retrospect, of course, I'm ashamed that we laughed.
You two are under
and,
arrest.
it is one of my favorite
Call for
tastes.
some backup, Finbar.
Cloudy says Butterfingers as well. Yeah, I do like Butterfingers. Callum says strawberries and cream are delicious. Callum, I believe you are
Galloway,
thinking about
badge number 564.
Karen again.
I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects.
I
being transported to
apologize.
Central.
Odog is not here,
Wife has
so
been murdered,
you have to
Angel.
make do with my innuendos. Pop One says Cadbury's great, but my candy is
Where were
Hershey
you last
bars.
night,
Always
Angel?
been. I don't eat them much, but I adore them. They used to come in C rations, Hershey bars, and Winston cigarettes. Calm says that guy didn't stand a chance. Miko says, yes, Super Antonio, it's a staple breakfast over here.
Figured the whole
It is
place
also a
was
staple
going
breakfast in
over.
Saint Denis. Ben says, I've never had Spam.
And Phelps, I don't care. These guys smack.
Ben's, if you've had hot dog, you've had Spam. It's basically the same thing. It's like the inside of a hot dog, but it's like in a loaf format. I love that linoleum floor in the kitchen.
Just picked fruit.
All those
market.
different shades of green. They've always been good at floors at Rockstar. Floor rendering. That's an odd place to
This will take some
hang your
explaining.
laundry. Oh, I guess because you're washing in the sink. Callum says, I like porridge a
one of the
lot.
neighbors
Benz,
picked
I
up
don't
his
know if
neighbor's
you're lying or trolling.
No alibi. He's toast.
Callum, in America, we call porridge
El Dorado. Must
oatmeal.
be a family favorite.
And interesting, Callum, you can buy Irish oatmeal. McCann's Irish oatmeal in America. I guess in Ireland, you probably just call it oatmeal.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
Callum says hot
know
dogs are
nothing
nice,
about
but I
Mrs.
prefer
Maldonado fighting
sausages
with
with
her
an
husband?
English
Those
breakfast.
two?
Yeah,
They're
I
always
haven't had
screaming the
hot
place
dogs
down.
in a long time.
Thanks.
I was getting them a lot when Sadie was little. Well, she was never little, but when I first got her, because they are a high value treat. So we chop up hot
Nobody here.
dogs. And every now and then I think about getting them, but they're so expensive now. Thanks to a certain president, number 46.
Sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids. LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and
Count
I are
says, we
separated,
either say porridge
and,
or
I had the kids
oats.
last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Papa One says, good old Spam, the meat of my childhood. I love it. I can eat straight out of the can. Papa One, I'm reminded you were talking about Hershey bars and rations. There's a scene in Band of Brothers
LAPD,
where
man.
one of them
Did you
is,
hear a disturbance last night?
Yes.
they are in the Netherlands,
I
I
did.
believe, and they,
Mrs. Maldonado
and
lit out
they're
of
just
here,
like,
and her
one
husband
of them
ran
gets
out after her.
separated,
You saw this?
and he
Miss-
comes to a
Ran.
farmhouse and meets a
I had the
farmer.
door open a crack.
And,
Did you see Mr.
who's
Maldonado
afraid,
come
but
back
he shows
inside
his
after he
insignia,
ran out?
so
No.
we're U.S. and so he brings his
I
son
didn't.
out,
Thanks.
and he
We'll be in touch.
the son is like preschool.
thinking
He's
you were
like
gonna
4
call
years
that
old.
one
So
an
pretty much
upset
all he's known
leg
is
too,
war. He
Phil.
was born
Well
during the war,
executed,
and the GI offers
I'm
him some
executing him straight
chocolate,
right
and
now.
and the kid,
Finbar.
of course, after
Hired
asking
help,
his dad,
rod him
looking
like
at his dad, and his dad says okay.
Right.
So he tries it, and his face just like
Check it out.
blooms in sunshine. And the dad says this is the first time he's had chocolate. So sad. And there's another scene in Band of Brothers where, if you remember, where the medic is talking to the nurse. I believe her name was Sophie. During the Battle of the Bulge, and she offers him some chocolate. Chocolat. They have a little moment. It's very charming. Serena's here. Everybody say hi to Serena. Serena says, hi, Antonio. Sorry, I haven't been to the premiere. I do watch them. It's too hot here. Been for a few days. The weather is crazy here. Hi, everyone. And plus not feeling too good either. I'm sorry to hear that, Serena, but I'm
KGPL,
glad you're
11
here.
King,
We
over.
miss you. Everybody misses you. Sadie misses you. Sadie misses you so much that she's hiding in her crate and doesn't want to come out. Miko says, hi, Serena.
11K en route.
Calm says, hey, Serena, good to see you, friend. Hope you're feeling
You
better
don't think
soon.
it's
Yes.
strange that all these murders
Sadie
are happening
hopes
to
you're
girls who've
feeling
been out
better
drinking?
as well.
No, a broad
Serena
drink.
says, hi, Miko.
She gets a bit tight. She starts mouthing off. This leads to that, and she ends up
Ben
in an
says, hi,
alleyway.
Serena, and Serena says, hi to
Sad
Callum.
story, but this town's seen it play out 1,000 times, Cole.
Why don't you...
Whoa there.
Why don't you want to see a connection here?
Papa One says, it's effing awful, Callum, pardon my French. We used to joke, if any of us troop likes ham and limas, they are a Soviet spy. Papa One says, hey to Serena, and Serena says, hi to Cloudy and Benz and Mama One.
Another letter?
Mama One says, hi
I
to
thought the letter was
Serena.
from a nut.
And Serena says, hi to Papa
Letters?
One.
Round of pants, I believe they are.
Callum says, the swear made me laugh, Papa One. Don't worry. And Miko says to Serena, watched your new Red Dead Redemption 2 playthrough on your PS5. Doesn't the game look gorgeous, Miko, on PS5?
I survived the war for this?
Serena says, thank you, Miko.
Catching all those criminals?
We gotta go downstairs. If we have to go somewhere new, I always just follow Rusty or whoever our partner is. Because I don't know where anything is in this darn game.
Boys, come on in. Phelps.
Now we have another puzzle. All these puzzles made
This
me want
information
to,
is confidential.
made me
Doesn't
think about
leave
getting a
this
Rubik's
The new
Cube.
letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window.
It'd be
and
fun to
not
play
left
with
by a
while we're
customer.
watching TV.
We're checking all this fares back 24 hours.
Papa wants a Superantonio. I used to give kids Hershey bars, and it was
previous
cute to
letters,
see the
it's been assembled
reactions.
from
They were
headlines
always
and type
begging for
from the
food. It
Times
would
and
break your heart to
Examiner, then
see,
glued to an
but their
envelope.
smile was amazing.
This one? That's also new. A poem. Hand typed.
Callum says, I hate the
mind if I
fog
take
on
a
Red Dead Redemption 2, especially on a new gen
We've been over
console.
both documents pretty carefully.
And
They've been
Serena
wiped
says,
with
thank you,
gasoline,
Miko.
so there's
Really
no chance of
appreciate it.
prints.
Makes a difference with picture quality.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
No DNA. DNA evidence. DNA hasn't even been discovered yet.
Heap upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
Miko says it does look better. Higher FPS
That's
too,
why we
I
called
believe.
you in.
I don't
You
know
think it's
the
original?
stats.
Not
When
unless
we
he's a
ultimately
genius.
do get a PS5, I'll
like this
I'll do
nut
some
job's
kind of
poem?
unboxing video on this
No,
channel
I like Shelley.
with the title.
was
We
written at
finally
least
got a new
100 years ago.
PS5 in
Shelley.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finnis?
Papa one says
Told
they
you
used
this
to give
lad
us
is the right
vegetables and meat
Sure,
and whatever
but what
they
does it
could
got to
find.
do with the
Sadly, we
case?
were instructed not to eat it or
Prometheus
drink
Unbound.
cokes that some of them
Prometheus
sold.
was a
The
titan,
VC would
a
put
superhuman
razor blades
character
and
who
glass in the
defied
foods and
gods to
drinks.
bring
Yeah, that's
fire to
sad.
humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the word.
Serena says, I know, right, Miko? I'm
You
glad
say
I
this
got my
Finnish
PS5 for my
takes pleasure in
birthday.
taunting us.
Also,
What's happening
Christmas
with the
present.
Maldonado case?
So I'm happy.
We had the husband in
To,
custody.
also,
We haven't
Christmas
interviewed
present
him.
too, as well. I'm
Head
happy.
upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break.
Serena, I'm glad you're happy. You're my old friend. You really deserve it. You deserve to be happy. Peter says, is it me or is there a lag? There's kind of, there's usually a lag. I watch,
You're the reason.
I respond to the chat on live stream, but I also, or Streamlabs rather, but I also watch like what YouTube's doing, and it always
Improved
seems
your
like there's a
attitude,
lag in YouTube.
Angel?
What do you want me to
So
say?
I guess yes.
I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment. And that was the last time I saw her.
Serena says, hi, Peter.
So your wife paid you a visit last night.
And Callum says, that
What
Ultimate
time was that?
Edition horse has been my worst nightmare
around
throughout my entire Red Dead
maybe?
playthrough.
She
So
didn't
far, I
stay
can't
long.
wait to get that Turkoman from the Braithwaites.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her.
Cerberus.
I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her, and didn't come
Cole's,
back.
I know this looks bad.
I don't know, Detective
not true.
Notebook kind of reminds me of Arthur's
We argued,
journal
all right.
because of all those
She went
illustrations
out, and I went
in
out
there.
after her, and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the
Miko
car
says, that's
was
awful,
a brown
Papa One,
Ford
but
coupe.
that explains why you can't eat food from them.
When we found your wife, her jewelry...
Cloudy
had been
asks,
removed.
Super Antonio, have you watched Alien
wearing a
Romulus?
religious
I'm going to
medallion
watch
last
it
night?
later. I have not,
She always
Cloudy,
wore
even
that.
though it was directed by Ridley
What about
Scott,
the charm bracelet?
who directed the
wearing that?
original Alien.
You know about
I
that?
love Alien 1977. I like the first.
Didn't like the message.
I like the Alien
kept
1,
it locked up
Alien
in that
2,
box.
Aliens. Like modern
You and your wife weren't getting
Alien,
along.
starting
She
with,
was divorced.
you know,
Is that
Prometheus.
why you killed her?
I really
We
think
fought,
Ridley
yeah,
Scott
but
just kind of like
We weren't
lost
getting a
the
divorce.
plot and is just doing a cash
believe
grab.
you, Angel.
I really
She'd been
think
granted
Ridley
a decree
Scott
by
hasn't done a
side. She
decent
pushed you
movie
too
since
far, and
American
you lashed
Gangster
out.
I
and
told you.
Gladiator.
I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Mama One loves the reverse dapple thoroughbred. Callum and Peter says hi to
The judge had set a date.
Starhearts.
You were going to be
Cloudy,
paraded
a
in
movie
front
I
of the whole
can
city for your
recommend is
cruelty
called
to her,
Abigail.
Angel.
It's on
Adonia.
Amazon Prime, and it is
Oh, jeez.
Vampire Ballerina. That's it. A
Give
12
me
this
out of
like
her
gang of
mind.
high-tech thieves
She doesn't normally drink.
kidnap a 12-year-old ballerina
She was
because
looking around
she's
in her
like
bag.
they think she's like
Said she wanted to serve me
the daughter of
favors.
a Russian
her own
oligarch or
husband.
something, and
I slapped her down.
spoiler alert,
She ran out.
she's a
That's the
vampire.
truth.
And it's really funny. It's more of a
What
horror
size shoe do you
comedy.
wear, Angel?
And
Size
I
8.
really
difference
enjoyed
does
it.
that
I
make?
want it on Blu-ray. Serena Starhearts.
Your wife
It's
has
called
been
Abigail.
brutally murdered.
You'd love it.
So how
It's really
do you
funny.
explain your shirt being covered in blood?
It's really funny, really violent. And you know, for half the movie, she's like a crying little girl that does ballet.
Angel, I'm not going to
You're
waste
not
any
going
more
to
time on
hurt
this.
me,
Give
are you?
something,
And
or I'm
the
gonna
other
have
half,
you
she's
charged.
just got like this,
My brother.
like shark mouth, and she's like
He said
covered
some
in
bad
blood.
things about
And
Antonia last
she
night.
does like little dance
So I had to
moves
stop
as
him
she's
more.
like,
We got into
you know, chasing,
Keep talking.
you know, the
She said she
the
came from
kidnappers.
El Dorado
It's a wonderful
And?
movie.
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit.
Didn't really
and
star
walk down the
anyone special
street. But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name
or
of
of
this fruit
significance.
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
Papa once has lost
One last
3
question,
guys
Hank.
to them drinking sodas
Do
the
the
civilians
words
gave
"kiss
them,
the
Callum. It
blood"
was sad
mean
because
anything to you?
some of those civilians were genuinely innocent, but you
Sounds
could
sick
not
to me.
risk it.
You're not in the clear by
Callum
any means,
says,
Angel.
you
You're
love
going
that
back
coat,
into a
Mama One,
cell.
but it's dumb in
You
my
should think
brain
about
for
whether you have
Arthur.
anything else you need
And
to share
Cloudy
with
says
us.
the Mustangs are also good. Papa One says, Miko, I would feel so bad for them because some would be amazing people, but you just couldn't risk it. Some of the guys would take it and throw it away in front of them or throw it back to them. Cloudy says, I'll look it up. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, Abigail, 2020. It's a modern movie. 2023. Serena says, hi, Sadie, miss you too. That's nice. Miko says it must have hurt those poor kids feeling. Yeah, it's war. They're innocent, but they're caught in the crossfire. Peter is leaving. No, you never need to apologize, Peter. Sorry to leave early, but I got to get up for work in the morning. Night, everyone. Okay, you have a great day, great week, and a great day at work, Peter. And if I don't see you before Thanksgiving, you have a fine Thanksgiving, sir. Cloudy says the last vampire film I watched was Once Bitten. It was okay. Serena says, missed you all and love you all.
Jesus, Phelps!
Do you ever shut up?
Appreciate you being here, Serena. We miss you as well. Serena talking about the reverse dapple says, mine is brave as can be. Mine is brave as can be. I'm convinced horses have individual personalities, just like real horses. We've had great Arabians and great horses of all breeds. And then we've had others that just struggled. Callum, think I'll watch Terrifier 3 during my birthday. My mom will not be a fan. That girl in Terrifier 3, Callum, she's also in Terrifier 2. I kind of like her a lot. And you will as well. What's her name? Terrifier 3.
Oh, shit.
She's very
Do
pretty.
you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no.
Lauren
She was good
Lavera
and tight last
is her
night,
name.
complaining about her old man.
Sounds fake.
It's a story you get used to working in a bar.
Yeah,
She
Art
was
the
so happy
Clown.
last
It's
night,
really
she
nice
left a
that
letter
we
on
have a horror icon that is going to be as iconic as the big three: Freddy, Jason, and Michael.
So,
It's been a long time. The closest we had is Ghostface.
Force papers.
Then we have
Did you open them?
Chucky and can't really count
No need
Saw.
to. She was shouting
Like the
about
pig
it, waving
mask
the
in
letter
Saw.
around, said she
That
was
was a
gonna
good
show him.
franchise. But yeah, he's like, the Terrifier franchise. It's just old school, very 80s, but updated with gore. Art the Clown is very.
Can you remember what jewelry
he's a very,
she was wearing?
like also Freddy Krueger, very
Some kind of religious
charismatic
thing, I think.
and
The temp guy
horrifying
would have more of an idea.
villain. But you can't
She
help
took the
but
beer he served her and cried into it
to
all
not
night.
like him.
What time
Much
did she
like
leave?
Trevor.
Can't say for sure.
Where did she go? Give me something or the LAPD will start
Cloudy
getting
has been
interested in this
wanting to
place.
watch Buffy
Take
the
it
Vampire
She
Slayer.
wanted a cab, okay? And my phone was out of
And
order.
Miko says, see you, Peter.
The
Cheers.
closest one I knew
Serena
was
says,
the
Antonio
supermarket
did that
across the
title I
street, so
did.
I
Is it
suggested
okay
she
for
try
Red
that.
Dead new PS5? Yeah, but put it at the
Seemed
end.
reluctant.
Put the important stuff,
Did Antonia
like,
say
you
where
know,
she
the
was
missions
going
or
when she
whatever
left?
first.
She said she
And
was
then
gonna serve
just
the
like
papers
at
on
the
the
end,
husband.
put new playthrough
Said that would take the smile off her
PS5
face.
in Red Dead
If you
Redemption
ask me,
2 or new
she was
PS5
scared.
playthrough.
And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Or even just PS5 RDR2 if you need more
She attract
like
any
real
interest.
estate for your
Extremely
title.
drunk young woman.
Just so that it gets into the algorithm.
She managed to scare them off, though.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
Serena says, I'm also enjoying the GTA
problem.
San Andreas. I thought I lost the game. Wouldn't let me play.
Get the guy, will you?
Of course, I had to pay for
Do
a
our best.
PS
One
subscription.
last question. What size
Calum
shoe
says,
do
I
you
have to
take?
say that Lauren Lavera is a beautiful lady.
broad
I'm
knife,
with you on that one,
with white
Antonio. Yeah, pretty eyes. Pop One says, I miss my South Vietnamese Army brothers. They were great people. I loved working with them. And South Korean Army. South Korean armies were the meanest, unglorious bastards. They hated commies. I used to spar with a South Korean Papa One, just hands like bricks. He was he could barely speak English, and he was built like he was very thick. You know, he's shorter than me, but you know, just like twice as wide, like Wolverine. And we had a rapport because we sparred well together. But yeah, you know, his hands were just like cinder blocks.
The handbag was left just up there, overlooking the market.
Callum says, are there any new games on PS Plus, Serena. I haven't checked since I switched back to Xbox, but there were so many good ones.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
And Serena says, thank you, Callum. I try to be in the premiere. I
happen to
do
see a
watch
young
it
woman
later. I
last
appreciate
night?
you, Serena.
21 years
You are
old,
always
Hispanic?
on our
Sure, she
mind.
came by last night. Why do you ask?
Mum one says, I love San Andreas, Callum. And
She was
Serena says,
wearing a
where's
necklace?
David? I miss him
I
and
didn't
everyone
notice.
that's not here.
You weren't paying attention,
We
Feeney?
do as well.
Hey, you're getting the wrong idea.
Callum says, I like the smile movies.
Exactly
But
how
someone
much fruit
someone
will you
just
sell
please
here
beat
after
that
midnight,
smile
Clem?
monster. I saw the first Smile and I liked
Not
it,
much.
but I can't even really
I sell the
recall
odd
what it was
bottle on the
about
side
except
to
for
the
the
after-hours
smiling
crowd.
parts.
Well, I don't want any trouble. I'm just trying to make a buck.
Callum says, if I was the main character in that movie, I'd beat it easily.
The young lady
And Callum says,
arrived
have you
around
tried
midnight?
Ghost of
Yeah, something
Tsushima,
like that.
Serena? She needs to put that on her
phone
list,
for
but
a
I
cab
want her to
from
play
back.
AC Valhalla next.
You already knew Mrs.
Cloudy says,
Maldonado, didn't you,
Super
Clem?
Antonio, my celebrity
met her
crush is
before.
Ana de Armas. She's
She
really
seemed
beautiful.
like a
I think
nice lady.
mine is probably,
Her husband went
who's
apeshit
that?
one day when he caught
Who's
me
that
talking to her.
alien girl?
She had me back until last night.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Where did she
Anya
go from
Taylor-Joy
here?
and
She
Mia
wanted a
Goth.
cab, but I couldn't get her
I
one.
think I'd have a better chance with
I was
Mia
about to
Goth.
offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
I have better chances with quirky girls. Callum,
Can you
personally.
describe the car?
Brown Ford Coupe, I think. She seemed.
Mama
lovely
one
guy.
says, I would love to see an LA Noire sequel, or
Do you
at
mind
least
if we look
continue
around?
the series.
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
You could
I
tell
guess
that
you
to
can.
Rockstar and it will fall on
Don't you have
deaf
to get a
ears,
court order or
regrettably,
something?
Mama
I have
One,
rights.
because all they
Clem?
see are the letters G, T, and A. Callum says, Valhalla is a good game. I personally played as a woman as it seemed more fun rather than the male character, as there are not many female main characters. Exactly, Callum. That's why I want Serena to play. It's perfect for her channel. Callum says, can't go wrong with a quirky girl, Antonio. Oh, yes, you can. It can all go horribly, horribly wrong.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
That looks like a cancellation weapon
It's
to
a
me.
typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually...
Callum says, it's so good, Serena, a GTA or AC Valhalla. Definitely give it a go. Best game I played on PlayStation.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
And here are the clues. Recall, we had the we have the formula for that. Just kind of twirl that around. Note the blood-stained shirt. Callum says, I wish PlayStation would give Xbox some of their exclusives. It defeats the whole point of the console wars. Serena says, okay, nice, Callum. I might have so many games to play. I'll be busy. Yes, Serena, we want to keep you busy. Cloudy says, last time I checked PSN store, Bully was on sale for $5. Serena, you should give it a try. And Callum says, least you'll have fun, Serena. Maybe I'll play Bully. How long is it? Bully gameplay time. 15 hours.
God damn it, get after him, Cole.
What's that about? Well, it's only $5.
I'll try to shoot out his tires.
It
Wish me luck.
says if you do story, you can probably finish in 10 hours. If you go for 100% completion, 20 to
Should have grabbed him when we
25
had the
hours.
chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Bully was banned in Brazil in April 2008.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
The decision was based on findings by the State Psychology
Strange that he
Society,
took a trail of blood
which
right
stated
back to
that the
his own
game
mark.
would be
Maybe he wanted to be
potentially
tough. A lot
harmful
of them do.
to teenagers and
The fruit
adults.
guy's getting away, Phelps.
It's
It's almost
Okay,
too
we'll
perfect,
definitely play
isn't it?
bowling
There's no
after
such
we
thing as
finish.
too perfect.
After we finish, what's his face? Callum's game. Sleeping Dogs. Yeah, we'll play bowling on PS5, but we have to get a 10 first. Mom one says my celebrity crush is Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I'd keep Papa One on the side. Yeah, I can see it. Jeffrey Dean is very charming and handsome and rugged. Callum likes Florence Pugh.
This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds.
Callum, as soon as we finish this one, we will segue into Sleeping Dogs. Papa One says my celebrity crush is Marilyn Monroe. She was a very popular pinup girl during my teen years, but I lucked out and found someone way better than Marilyn Monroe. You sure did, Papa One, is what Miko says, and I echo his sentiments. Quite uncommon in this day and age. Salute to you both. And Papa One says, thanks, Miko. And so does Mama One, along with a heart.
We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
Yeah, Goodbye Norma Jean. You know, I was listening to Goodbye Norma Jean quite recently because I was kind of, because I sing to my dog when we're walking, and I was like, so this is like recently, like I would say in the past month or a couple months ago.
Isn't it?
And
no such thing as
so I was walking with her and I was like, and it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, and so that made me want to hear it again. So as soon as Elton started singing like Goodbye Norma Jean, I burst into tears.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back
I was
in
just
close.
overwhelmed with like sadness, and I'm sure it was like, for my parents and especially my mother, it's like, because I don't feel I've properly mourned them. It was just but yeah, I was like, Sadie got super confused. It's like I was sitting here and she jumped up here and she wanted to know what's up, what's going on. And I had to, it's like I couldn't even finish the song. It was like the depth of emotion that it triggered in me surprised me. It was weird.
Sick man, Clem. You need help.
What's that about?
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fee in the personal visit myself.
Serena, you never have to apologize. Serena says, sometimes hard to put in everything in the title. It won't let me. Yeah, you only have 100 characters. I had to put it where it was noticeable. Sorry, Antonio. Never, don't apologize. It's all experiments. See if it does better or not.
On your way.
Callum almost completed another Black Ops zombie Easter egg. But one of my friends who I was doing with decided that I had to revive him 20 times, so he failed. My other friend was annoyed at him also. But I don't blame him for being annoyed. And Mama One says, Serena, your videos keep me entertained during my daily routine. There you go, Serena.
Sarge, why are the guys giving it to the dog?
We got a WW2 flashback for
look pretty badly
Papa One.
Yeah, they do it then. Scuttlebutt says it's pretty hard going down south.
We'll find out soon enough. Recon always leads.
How can we fail? Skip with the Shadow leading the show.
Who the fuck is a Shadow?
Lieutenant Phelps, the Shadow of Death.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He's a quiet.
Glad you're here,
Sarge.
and I'm glad
Never
the
hear
stream
the best
didn't
of
crash, knock
Sitting
on
there,
wood.
field stripping a cigarette, and suddenly he's there looking down on you.
Why do you think we keep saluting that Jap?
Yeah, Serena, the stream crashed,
That's enough
so
out of you three. Bad juju?
glad you're here.
Where were you dragged
Shout out
up?
to the channel
Swamp?
members. And shout out to the mods, O-Dog and David, absent friends. Appreciate all of you, Mama One and Papa One. Serena, of course. Let's not start that over again. Got a driving video for you somewhere. There, here we go. Tuna says, I got more subs, Antonio. Yes, you know why? Because you put PS5 in the title and people are interested in PS5s.
Wallace, go left.
You're welcome. Appreciate all of you. Callum, early happy birthday for you. We shall return on Wednesday with a Thanksgiving live stream. We're calling it Let's Give Thanks to Grand Theft Auto or something like that. I don't recall the title. Mr. Maddie, great talking to you. And also Cloudy. Mama 1 and Papa 1. Shout out to the mods. Miko, Herptile. Appreciate all of you. Feel free to hang out and chat amongst yourselves. I'll keep the stream going for a while. Sadie's somewhere. Let's bring her back to say goodbye. Come back. Hey, where are you? Hup, hup. Sadie's back. Telling everyone to like and subscribe. Appreciate all of you friends. Happy Monday. And enjoy the rest of your evening. See you soon, friends.
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information. Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie."
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself.
You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Any of the vicinity officer needs assistance, 1825 North Highland Avenue, 1825 North Highland Avenue. Unit to handle code 2 identify.
We caught up with Mal. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc.
He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
The guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town. Tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
You look like you were a big pain in the neck. Now I have a much lower opinion of you.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes.
I hope you got some money saved up.
Thanks.
You're paying for every last scratch.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps.
A hopped-up model, a cat, and a circus freak. You idiot!
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Arnett, LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old pal Rusty. Or should I say Finbar?
I wouldn't call him that if I were you.
What do you care? It doesn't sound like you're the top of his Christmas card list.
He gives everyone a hard time. That's just how he is.
Whatever gets you through the day, Cole.
What the hell?
This car cost me a fortune, you moron!
Nice house.
LAPD, ma'am. Is Mrs. Eavestrom in?
She is. Would you follow me, sir?
I am Mrs. Eavestrom. How may I help you?
We appear to have recovered some stolen goods that belong to you, ma'am.
Yes, of course. That terrible burglary. Would you like something to drink?
No, thank you, ma'am. We have some questions, if you don't mind.
Why would I mind, young man, if you are returning 43 pieces of my property?
Okay, before we get down to that, I'll have a scotch. Thanks, straight up.
Maria, can you get the detective a drink, please?
Can you describe to us what was stolen?
It would be easier to describe what wasn't stolen, detective. A priceless tiara that has been in the family for 50 years. A Fabergé cigarette case that was worth $25,000.
Why are you lying about the value of your jewelry, Mrs. Eavestrom?
Who do you think you are, making heinous accusations in my own home?
We recovered the cigarette case from a pawnbroker. No one knows the real value of an item better than those guys.
I inflated its value for the insurance claim. There. Are you satisfied? I daughter's boyfriend was quite taken with the case. I think he was even more disappointed than I was when it was stolen.
What can you tell us about the burglary?
A terrible night. At least a year ago. But let's not go into that. Let's talk about what